All right, joining me via Zoom, one of the newest members of a team that was super dynamic and fun to kind of follow this offseason, five-star guard. He's at IMG Academy as we speak. Tamar Bates is joining me. What's going on, Tamar?
Not much. How are you, Aaron?
I'm doing well. First of all, I appreciate you doing this. So I was very stupidly under the impression that you must be done with high school by now. So for an Indiana fan that's just kind of waiting for you to get to campus, what is the life of Tamar Bates like here, middle to the end of May? Because I can't believe you're still in school, man. I really can't.
Most of it. So we lift 4 days out of the week, and then we play on Wednesdays. We get up and down with the team. So like today, I got up this morning, went to breakfast around 8, went and worked out. And I went to weights after that, and then did some recovery stuff, following the workouts, and then we start school at 1:20, so we got 1:20 to 5:50, and then depending on how many classes I have, but today I had 3, so and after that, we'll get in the gym later, eat dinner, and then we wrap it up. But, yeah.
You have senioritis yet? I have to imagine. Listen, man, I know you're a good student. I know academics are serious, but you must be itching to, no disrespect to IMG, but get to Indiana, huh?
Yeah, I think I've had senioritis since freshman year. So now I'm like, you feel me? I'm like, here, it's crazy how it went by so fast. Yeah. It's like I'm about to graduate in a couple of days.
Fantastic. Well, let's take a little bit, let's talk a little bit about that process and that journey from your freshman year. I was watching a video this afternoon that was produced by IMG. For an Indiana fan that maybe kind of is catching up on who you are, your recruitment and all that stuff. Obviously, Indiana came into the picture late. Tell us a little bit about your background and all that stuff, because my understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is probably about middle of the summer of your sophomore year is when you finally started to get noticed. You felt like, with no disrespect to anybody else, that maybe you hadn't gotten to some offers that you felt like some guys were getting that you should be getting. And then, it just feels like it's taken off the last year or so. We know about Texas, all that stuff. Here you are, top 25 prospect headed to Indiana.
So my freshman year, I went to school with my brother, and, I actually got hurt at the beginning of the year. So that year was kind of like up and down just because I had a little knee injury, and I came back like halfway through the season. We lost in the first round of state. So boom. So that's that year over. So we more like focused coming to the next year. As you said, my recruitment still hadn't started yet. And after that summer, I already played 15U. Now I seen some guys, started to pick some stuff up. And then my sophomore year, we had a really good year. We lost 4 games, but we won the state championship. It was the first one in Piper history. Like, we won the first one, like, in boys basketball history. So that's definitely one of my favorite sports moments in high school. Because, I won it with my brother, and, he was a senior, so he got sent out the right way. And then following the school ball season that summer, I was playing the whole year, still nothing, was going to camps. And then the last session in Atlanta, I got my first offer from Missouri State, and I ended up getting 3 that weekend from Mizzou. I'm tripping. Missouri State.
Sure.
Missouri State, Abilene Christian, the team that beat Texas in tournament.
Yep.
And then Wichita State. So I had those 3, feeling good. I'm just, at that time it's July, so I'm getting ready to go into my junior year. Had a real good year. Got a couple of awards. But still, and definitely got a lot more offers than like that my recruitment had picked up. But I still felt, I was still pretty like under the radar type. So we made the decision to come to IMG, and you saw what this did for me. Just on every level. Like, just from a basketball standpoint, physically, mentally, I definitely grew. So, hey, I'm glad I made this move down here, and I feel like I'm finished it out the right way. Came up short of Geico, but I feel like I got something more out of it.
Absolutely. And that was going to be my next question was, what went into the decision to come to IMG, one of the best prep schools in the country? You just kind of referenced the lifting schedule, the training schedule, the meal schedule. Why did you feel like it was important for you to take that next step to go to IMG?
I just wanted to be challenged. I feel like I wasn't gonna be able to prepare myself the best way for what I'm going into now at Indiana, at my school back home. No disrespect at all. I mean, it's just obviously, levels to, the preparation of going to college. So, I mean, that was definitely like the main thing that me and my family looked at, just like, we want you to be as ready as possible first day you step in the door, wherever you end up. So that was like the main thing. I mean, secondly, the whole coaching staff, Coach Mack, Coach JT, Coach Trey, they all believed in me like crazy. Probably at that time a little bit more than I did myself. Cause I mean, I'm like, this is IMG Academy, like, feel me? Like, and they want me to come to their school to coach me and try, maximize my potential. And, I definitely jumped at it, especially because Jeremiah Robinson Earl, him being from Kansas City, he went 2 years before me, his senior year. So I was like, and I talked to him, and like a lot of what he said factored into my decision for sure. But, more so on the coaching side and then what was going to be around me, we kind of was just like, it wouldn't be in my best interest to not take this offer.
Let me ask you a question. About a year ago, before you came to IMG, obviously the whole world kind of went crazy. I don't know how much you were actually away from basketball. I don't know what was allowed in Kansas City, but how much did it make you just appreciate how much you love this sport, all that stuff? Because obviously there were high schools all over the country that couldn't play. So even just the opportunity to go to IMG and actually get games in, actually have competition on top of all the other stuff, I just feel like for someone your age, players all over the country had the sport being taken away from them. I have to imagine it was extra special being at IMG for that reason,
Yeah, I definitely grew more of an appreciation and a respect for the game. And then, I mean, even more like a bigger appreciation for the fans, because I'm like, we going in these gyms, especially our home games, we didn't have no fans all year. It was like the away team, like if they had a varsity team, if they played before us, they'd be in the stands, and then some of the coaches from the other teams. But it's like it's quiet. We get a little noise when we travel out of state, but it was like my appreciation for everything across the board just like went to a whole nother level, because like most of the states, like California, they just started playing school ball. I'm like, and we playing all year. Like, so I was just like, I was like appreciative. I was grateful that we were like able to have a full season. I mean, we did end up getting COVID in December, like early December, but we end up still being able to have a national tournament, going to play in that. I mean, we missed out on some of like the other like bigger tournaments like City of Palms, Hoop Hall. Still wanted to have them, but I mean, it was like just being able to come in an environment where we can actually play. I definitely, I always took it serious. It was just like I just was more grateful for having the opportunity to play.
Well, you talk about, playing in front of fans. Next year, you're about to be playing in front of one of the wildest fan bases anywhere. So let's talk a little bit about the Indiana decision. Everybody watching would know, committed to Texas. Coach Smart decides to leave for Marquette. Just take us through the process of like where you were at when you heard that news, and what was it like to reopen the process this late in the game? And obviously, of course, Indiana, what interested you about them?
So I was actually at practice with IMG. I just got out, and a couple weeks before that, I was hearing the rumors and all that, because this was like leading up to the national tournament, leading up to Geico. So none of us are on social media, none of that. So all the information we getting from social media was from our coaches. So they telling me about the rumors about Coach Smart potentially ending up at Marquette. So then Coach Matt grabbed me after practice. He was like, it happened. And I knew exactly what he was talking about. So I mean, right then I'm like, well, I know I'm gonna reopen my recruitment because I committed to Shaka, not the University of Texas. So it was that I knew it was gonna be a little bit like overwhelming. I wouldn't say overwhelming. I knew how to manage it just because we had been through it. Me and my family had been through it once, the recruitment process. So it was just more so like I gotta make sure I'm actually like keeping it real, like with all the coaches, and not trying to just suit everybody, not trying to court everybody. And I mean, and it was before Geico, so I wanted my team to know, all my focus is driven towards going to win. So I wasn't really giving it too much attention. We went to the national tournament. We played, and then after I start getting into more Zooms and all that. And Coach Hunter, he reached out, and we got on 2 Zooms, and the third one was it might have been the second one actually, when like they had the entire staff on there, like everybody, like 10, 11 people for a player to talk to his parents, for a Zoom. So stuff like that, it's definitely stands out. Even at the beginning, like we grade everything. It's like we kind of like we know what to look for just because we had been through the recruitment process already. We meaning like me and my parents. So we know what to look like. As soon as we get on, like if a coach called me Tamar, it's like no, I'm not going. Like, because it's like you should know enough, about me. If you're on this Zoom, you should know at least, how to say my name. So that's one thing like we'll look for. But I mean, in terms of Indiana and why I made that decision, we had 4 things that are really important to me and my family. And, Indiana just checked all the boxes. And, Coach Woodson is an unbelievable guy. His history speaks for itself. And he went to Indiana. So, he's going to pour his heart and soul, into the program, trying to, revive what they used to have. But
if you don't mind me asking, am I allowed to ask what the 4 things that your family was looking for in the next school?
Yeah. The first thing I say is adults that me and my parents could trust, just to make sure they concerned about, obviously I'm going here for basketball, we're trying to win games, but also, concerned about my character development, because I'm going to be with them for a long period of time. So me just making sure I'm growing as a man every day, continuing to learn, that was really important. I say the opportunity to compete for significant minutes and play right away. A team that has the potential to compete for a national championship. And I feel like, we have a really good group, a good mix of older guys and some younger guys to learn with me. And then just players around me, well, just the whole team, everybody values defense, just as much as they do offense. Because, I mean, that's also win championships. So those are the 4 things.
Those are 4 really important things. So tell us a little bit about Coach Woodson. So I'll be straight up, and any Indiana fan watching knows this. I was critical of the hire at the beginning, thinking he's coming from the NBA. Is he going to be ready for college? It's a different generation, one and done, transfer portal, all that stuff. He has blown me away at how well he has brought together a staff, re-recruited his players, all that stuff. What did you know about him? I mean, are you even old enough to remember him with the Knicks, with Melo and all that stuff? And then when he gets on with you, what does he say? Because I'll admit, and any Indiana fan will tell you straight up, I was wrong on this man, and I'm excited to see what you, your teammates, he and the staff do in these next couple of years.
I mean, he was able to build trust with me and my parents just because he was so transparent in the recruitment process. He kept it 100. He kept it real with us. He wasn't trying to sell me a dream. And, that really stood out because it's like, we're not trying to go somewhere where they telling you, we're going to give you this. We promise this going to happen, this, that. Like, that's a red flag kind of because it's like, you can't give me, like, the whole world, and everything's not going to go my way. So it's like him letting me know, I'm going to struggle my freshman year. It's going to get hard. But, you got us. You got guys around you that's going to help you out. And, I mean, I was definitely alive for when he was coaching the Knicks.
Sure.
Hello, JR, Iman. Oh my goodness. I used to watch all that. So I knew who he was right away.
Of course.
But I mean, I definitely learned a lot more about him that I didn't know. I had no clue he played for Indiana.
Sure.
And even played for as long as he did in the NBA because I thought he was just a coach because I wasn't alive when he was playing.
Sure.
So and he's just the most humble guy because like he wasn't on there just bragging about himself and his resume because like I said at the beginning, like it speaks for itself. But just being around humble people, level-headed people, that's people that keep it real with me. That's the type of circle I want to be in.
You mentioned your future teammates. Again, one of the things that I've been most impressed by is his ability to re-recruit some guys out of the portal, bring back a Trace Jackson Davis. How much do you know about the guys you'll be playing with here in Indiana in a couple weeks?
I knew some of the guys. Like, of course, I knew Trace. I played in some elite camps with Christian Lander. I know Trey Galloway, and I've seen some of the guys play. So I definitely learned more about some of the some of my teammates that I haven't met yet, but that's what we got the little summer school for.
Very
Get
good.
used to each other.
Have any of the guys, have you been in touch with Christian or anything like that? Tell you a little bit about what it's going to be like once you get up there?
Yeah, a little bit. Definitely been talking to Miller. He transferred as well, so we'll be learning. But I can still learn from him because, like I said, he's a junior. He's a senior. So I mean, him just being an older guy, already playing in the Big Ten, knowing the league, it's a real good situation. And then back to Coach Woodson. I was just like, because he knows about like what people were saying about like he may not be able to translate going from college or NBA to college. So like him just having that fire just to want to prove everyone wrong, which is what got me to where I am now. It's like that's the type of guy I want to play for. He can match my energy, and he completely understands everything that we are feeling and what we thinking about because he's been through all of this. He was a college player, NBA. Everything that he's done. And like everywhere that I want to go, he's been there. So, it was a great decision.
My face might be on the wall in his office if he knows what people were saying, because I said some not very nice things when he started, but obviously it is what it is. Real quick, couple last questions, I'll get you out of here. The first one, what I was gonna say was, what do you hope to bring to Indiana next year? I mean, people have seen the highlight tapes, they've seen what you did this year at IMG, but then also previously in Kansas City. What do you hope to bring to Indiana next year?
My fault, I had to plug my computer in and jump. Nah.
It's all good. You want to repeat the question? I was just gonna say what.
Yeah, I heard you. I say I hope to bring. I mean, just being myself. I mean, doing what I do best, not trying to shy away from, my strengths or just be somebody I'm not. I mean, that was one of the main pitches. Coach Woodson and Coach Hunter, told me. I mean, just if you come in and be yourself and just continue to be a leader, try continue to be an effective communicator, playing both sides of the ball. Like I said, just doing what comes to me naturally, I'll be fine. So, and I believe that wholeheartedly, and I hope to be. I mean, somebody that the fans love to cheer for and my teammates love to play with.
And I was going to say, what do you know about the fans as big, as broad, as excited as, frankly, any fan base I've come across in college basketball?
I've like when I first committed, I was like blown away by just how much the fans love basketball. Like I know like Indiana's like the basketball mecca, and they treat high school basketball like with probably the same respect as they do IU. I mean, it's taking basketball is just taken seriously there. It's a basketball state. And I appreciate people, who love the game. So, I mean, I know the fans are crazy and they're going to be loud. And that's exactly what I need after a whole season with no fans.
Sure.
That's the right, like, medicine. That's exactly what I need.
Fantastic. Last question is, did we miss anything? Is there anything you want Indiana fans to know about you? I appreciate you doing this. And bottom line, we don't have to say a day or a time, but you're going to be in Indiana here pretty soon, man. So I appreciate you doing this. Anything else the fans need to know?
No, I mean, the only real question that I come across all the time is why I'm wearing number 53. And I try and say it on a lot of the little podcasts or interviews I'll probably get it for a minute, but the reason I'm wearing 53 at Indiana is in honor of my nana, Felicia Hurst. She passed away in 2013 at the age of 53.
Gotcha.
So, I'm honor her as much as I can, continue
Beautiful.
Her legacy by putting her number on my chest.
That is beautiful. Tamar Bates, dude, this was a lot of fun, man. I genuinely appreciate it. Best of luck at Indiana. Thank you for the time. Best of luck, man, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.